What's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be doing a complete review and also some tips and tricks on building the Promag Archangel Nomad stock. This stock is modeled after the HKG36C, and it's a modification for the ever-popular RUGER 1022. Now, this particular unit has a couple modifications on it. I just finished this one this week. And there's two variations of this stock. You've got a 10-round magazine variation, and you've got a 25-round. My state, there's no high cap limit, so this guy's got a 25-rounder in it. And just to give you a quick overview, to basically make the RUGER 1022, which is somewhat of a tame, rifle, something a little bit more badass looking, just like this, and also a lot more functional. You can do it for about, I say about 150 bucks is the average going rate on this stock right now. Comes with a magazine. Now, the magazine itself, as you can probably see, we've got a release right here. This magazine release is actually an extended version, which Promag supplies with every Archangel stock. In order to put this in, very, very easy modification of the assembly from RUGER, of course. You're going to replace the short, magazine release with this extended one, so that way it makes it past this junction here, because this whole spot where the magazine sits inside obviously isn't there in your normal hunting style RUGER 1022 stock. Take the magazine out, you're just going to push it forward just like an AK-47, and comes right out. This rifle, of course, has already been checked, and it hasn't been fired yet. It's a brand new build, so pop our mag back in and we're good to go. It still retains the factory safety button on the side of the trigger. You've got an actual little lever right here too that you're going to have to change. You pretty much do it all in one shot though once you start building the rifle. And that's going to allow it to, once the magazine is left open at the end of a clip, it's a one-finger release. So once this is held back here, boom, you basically just press it back a tiny bit, shoots forward, and you've got your round fresh and ready to go. You've got two options as far as the end of the barrel. There is a youth model of the RUGER 1022, and for that model it's a couple inches shorter, and you've got an aluminum flash hider that's available for the end. It comes in the package. I decided to use the bigger diameter suppressor look. Reason being, made the rifle, since I have the full-size adult one, made the rifle look a little bit more uniform, and because it just shoots a 22 round, so it's not really that beefy of a barrel. There is a bull barrel version of the RUGER 1022 which is compatible with this. The barrel is probably halfway in between the stock barrel and the diameter of the suppressor, so it'd probably look a little bit better with that one. But of course the model is much more for that particular one. Now there's two modifications to this rifle that I've done already. One is going to be a Bushnell red dot sight, and the next is going to be one of the push button sling adapters. Now you've got a couple spots for sling adapters on this particular rifle. You've got one right here, you've got one right here, and one on the opposite on the back side if you're a lefty. And then you've got two hooks right here, which are left and right independent for your front side of 2-point sling. And these guys, they're cheap. I mean, you can get them for, say, between $4 and $10 a piece. And you just sit it in there just like that. You press down the button and apply pressure to the edge, and it's going to sit in there, and it's going to be in there. And it's also a swivel too, so it's not going to bind up on you or anything of that sort. Now with this particular model here, one of the awesome things, one of the really unique things, and that kind of drew me to it, was the fact that it has a folding stock. So you can basically just press this button right here, that's going to unlock it, and this baby's going to fold down just like that. Now, this is what you've got in total. It's a pretty sweet looking setup. And alongside with a few accessories, you can actually put 2 additional rails on the side if you wanted to add something such as a flashlight or a laser or anything of that sort. You've also got, show you down here, you've got 2 storage compartments that Promag built into here. You've got one down below in the pistol grip itself, and then you've also got one out back, which we'll show you. And I don't have anything in here except for my my lens cleaner for the red dot, but good place to have it at least. So, all in all, what it takes to build this is probably about $150, so long as you already own a Ruger 1022. And pretty much all the generations of the Ruger 1022 are compatible. I've never really seen one that's changed, in probably 40 years or so. I think all those models are pretty much the same design. Some of them are going to have a polymer trigger group. Some of them are going to have, a metal one. It doesn't matter. And I'd say about an hour each time. Take your time, do it right. The only thing you have to do, just to give you a brief explanation of what modifications have to happen on the Ruger 1022, you have to use a punch, knock out the front sight. It's kind of sleeved in there, so you just have to push it out from one side. I kind of took it, braced it onto here, and then knocked it out on here. Having an extra set of hands is always good too. And then you've got your rear sight, which you have to do the same exact process to. Just knock that side out. That will allow the barrel to slide in here, and also allow you to attach an accessory at the end, so that way, you can have the complete look. There's a couple pins you have to press out in order to put the extended mag release in. Very, very easy. Couple light taps with a hammer, with, of course, a punch driving the actual pin through. And other than that, that's pretty much it. Good standard set of Allen wrenches, and you're pretty much good to go. And any questions you guys might have, just let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. Just leave them in the comments.